Ahoy, hoy!
Ahoy, hoy, everyone.
TrickyBricks. How's it going, everybody? It's Monday.
It is. It's Monday.
Monday.
Big holiday week.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at I'm getting shifty-eyed because we have two other copies of our video on the
look at
monitor
that.
over there.
I think that's usually the best. It's just not to look over
I'll
here.
ignore it.
Although, over the break, we're going to be doing a big sort of overhaul to our lighting system and
we are
camera setup. Like, we've pretty much had the same thing since we started, and we're going to have, like,
maybe a little fancier,
stuff.
Who knows?
I know, we're very, very excited. Yes, and happy winter solstice. That's right, that is today.
Oh, yay.
Thank you, the Jammy Bricker, for reminding me. That's awesome. Gosh, all right,
Yeah,
coffee.
I think I'll have to pay attention to sunset on the solstice. We've got our shortest day going.
Indeed. And we've got, well, we still haven't named, we still need to have the
Elftar?
The elf Scooby Centaur hybrid guy. Like, he needs a name. But I think we'll get to that.
Yeah, so if you know names there.
Exactly. All right.
We're informally taking submissions.
Now he joins the pantheon of characters that include Ms. Thing, Hangela, Clicky, Thunderman, Splashy.
Splashy, exactly.
and now this guy, whatever his name is.
Well, I tell you, next year, because we're definitely going to be doing a lot more building, like building big things, we're going to take over that table again. So I think you're going to see a variety of kooky backgrounds behind us.
Now you can go. I know we were lower before,
look at that.
But I think we need to rise.
Rise to the occasion. Look at that. Maybe I'll sit up too.
Very good.
Need to recline. How about that?
Well, I hope that everybody is having a good kickoff to their week. We had a shorter show yesterday, but we just kind of hung around and chit-chatted about various and sundry things. Yay, Lee Crow! Hi, Lee and Tina. How's it going? So glad to see you. Oh, posture check. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Really?
Well, it was posture check. It was really it's the seats, because of course we have these office chairs. And can I actually scooch over just a teensy bit?
Yeah, you got the
there.
arm
We go.
You know, so I've been thinking about ergonomics, and if I see myself at my computer desk, like going over here with the mouse, probably time for a posture check.
Right. Well, and also too, like. You know, Chef Betsy always said, bring the work to you.
Oh, I'm a big fan of that.
I am, but I'm really bad about, like, putting my mobile keyboard aside and then sitting here and then going, oh, wait, I need to do something on the laptop way over here.
You know one other super smart thing that Chef Betsy, like, she was pretty smart.
She was really smart.
Who was Chef Betsy?
Chef Betsy was my professor when I went to baking and pastry school, and she was amazing and had a terrific work ethic and amazing advice on so many things.
Well, she taught me the importance of spatulas. What did she call a spatula?
Well, so whenever you know, especially when you're working at like a high volume bakery, or like every little bit counts, right? And so she said that you know, learning to make a rubber spatula, like when you're making cake batter or bread dough or whatever, is you always use that spatula to get all of the food out from the inside of the container, because, you know, most people just like dump everything out and then put it into the sink. And apparently she had a boss back when she was younger that would walk by, and if there was anything left in the bowl and they were about to put it in the sink, you go, that's your Christmas bonus right there. So she always used to say that, and now I never, like, always.
I do it with leftovers. I use the spatula a lot more.
Yeah, so the rubber spatula is a tool. Well, that was something.
Well, hello, everyone. This is what we're thinking about this holiday week.
So, yeah, food and baking.
We have a bunch of decorations up.
Yeah, we have. You can't see them, but I want to take a picture of our tree and maybe have it behind us on Wednesday's show.
Yeah, well, we talked even about
the green screen again.
With so many people making ornaments for the Build to Give challenge, and just, you know, so much holiday stuff surrounding Lego. Weren't we going to invite people to submit images of their holiday village or whatever their special holiday?
Thing was? I figured we're okay. So let's see. So, so today and Wednesday, we've got Moto, and we're going to be putting his amazing model together. And then we'll be off, and then we'll have, for the holiday, and then we'll have our Sunday show. Then Monday, the following Monday, we're having Mel Caddick, amazing Lego designer who's designed a ton of the exclusive sets. Like,
she'll also be our first female designer guest,
which
right?
we're so excited
Awesome.
about. Yes, so we're really, really happy about that. And then maybe that Wednesday before New Year's, we can do a little slideshow and have everybody send their Christmas or
fun?
holiday
Your
decoration.
Menorah, however you celebrate the holidays.
Yeah, sure. Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Diwali decorations.
Yeah. There've got to be, I bet there are giant dreidel mocks, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Where you get all the letters, right?
I'm sure. Absolutely. Okay, so let's see who is here today. Let's say hello.
Oh, cool. Uh-oh. That's right. Oh, I saw the posture check was an old.
I was going to say, I see we have 31 viewers, but then I go over here to participants, and there's a tiny list. So we're going to give a shout out to whoever's on the list.
Whoever's chatting.
Yeah, exactly. So, Brickanisa is here. How's it going? Brickworm, Darren Siegfried, Debo Bricks, David Wilkie, Fabufan MKE, John Luttrell. I see people are popping in. I'm trying to. Luke Solorzano is here. Hey, Luke, haven't seen you in a little while.
Matthew Builds Bricks.
Hooded One just came in. Fabufan MKE, if I didn't say that already. Debo Bricks. Monica Berry, Moto, Mr. L.E. Daniel 1, the Brick Orphanage, the Jammy Bricker, Wilfred, and Zerakino Kim.
Seeing Hooded One in the chat there makes me think about my time in Amsterdam and other places in the Netherlands, and how just completely wonderful it was that people would put candles in their windows, and you'd walk along at night. I mean, in Amsterdam, I was walking along the canals, but just you'd walk along at night, and it was just so warm and friendly. Like, look how comfy, cozy our house is.
Oh, and I saw some other people. Marilyn Parmley popped in.
Oh, cool. Hi, Marilyn.
I'm not sure. Alex23 is here. Very cool. All right. Well, hopefully we got everybody in there. If not, we'll get them in here. Oh, Peter Hornberger is here, and the Hornbergers. How's it going? I'm sure the Zacardis will pop in soon. They usually are. Oh, and Steve is here too. Very good.
Hey,
Hi,
Steve.
Let's see. Well,
we have a super exciting show, unlike any other show that we've done.
We do, but before we do that,
okay,
we are going to do a little feature here. Shall we?
Yeah, got my notes ready.
All right, here we go. There we go. It is Sticker Set Show and Tell, and here we are.
So see if you can guess. See if you can guess what this is. It's from 2016. It's 8x7 studs small, and there's good clues as to what this is. There it is in focus.
I think
what
you can guess.
Of course you can guess.
I think
what
anyone
is it?
can guess.
What theme is it? I wonder.
I know what theme could this possibly be?
You think? Yay, Monica Berry!
Monica
yes,
Berry.
Of course,
it is elves.
So show them a little more of that.
Okay.
It's from set 41172. Elves, the Water Dragon Adventure. And it came with a blue water dragon and an elf, Naida Riverheart, who had a blue skirt and awesome pale blue hair with elf ears.
Well, that pale blue hair.
I know why that's so special. Why is it special, Flynn?
Because she was. Oh, I don't see her.
She's hiding.
She was our. That was our elf magic user's hair for Treasure of the Snake Queen.
It's true. Yep.
There you go. Let's see.
Of course she had, you can't tell if it's a tiara or a tattoo, but she's got this cool, Celtic
tiara too.
Design. A tiara too.
They all do. The animals all have that. I think it's like magical tattoos.
Yep.
All right. So shall we do pins? I know we're doing everything out of order right now.
I know. It's crazy turned upside down time.
Oh my goodness. All right. I am... And I love this one. I got this one not too long ago.
And we're going to stick with this one until it focuses. I know it is. Yay!
Pluto on the teacup ride. Huzzah.
Pretty happy.
I love this one.
And since I have vacation coming up, we've got Chip right there.
Do we just look
with his
Hollywood
sunglasses
on?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. He's hanging out in Palm Springs.
All right. Oops.
I stayed at a resort in Palm Springs. I worked there a couple of times.
Never been.
And they put us up at the resort, all these little cabins around the pool, and the counters were really, really short. And they told us that it was because Mickey Rooney had originally owned that place, and that they made it. It may be apocryphal, but that they made it a little, more accessible. Yeah, more accessible. Well, I guess a lot of the stars, hung out in Palm Springs, right?
Well, sure. I mean, it was the place to go if you weren't going to be hanging out in good old Hollywood. All right. Well,
right there.
We've got.
That's got to be apocryphal.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. You never know. There's lots of weird stuff like that. You can ask Karina Longworth.
Oh, I will.
Maybe she'll do a whole show about it. She can do a whole series about like the size of furniture for Mickey Rooney's house.
And the script will be well written. She's a good writer.
Anyway. Hey, Apples, how's it going? Welcome. Let's see. So we have got a special guest here today, and I'm going to I'm letting him out of the green room for the moment. Okay. and then he will join us on the show. Let me just make sure I've got this right. Now, I'm going to apologize. We may have a little bit of a sound issue. I don't think we will, but you never know. But I'm going to do my best. So, everybody, please welcome to the show, Moto. Hi, Moto.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, we've got
we got these right here.
We have to do headphones. We have to do the shared headphones.
You need your advanced technology.
I know.
We're on the lunch. We're on the bench at lunch period sharing.
That's right. You're sharing your tunes.
Exactly. Oh, this is the best song I've ever heard. I'm going to go write about it on Twitter. All right.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
What's going on there? Yay! Thanks, Clicky.
Is that Clicky on a spatula?
Clicky on a spatula.
Preparing his
Christmas bonus. Preparing for his Christmas bonus, exactly. It's funny. Speaking of spatula, you know who?
You have a story about spatula? Another one?
Well, no. I mean, if you were really into Weird Al Yankovic back in the day, and you saw his movie UHF, there was there was a commercial for Spatula City, which I don't know why, but like when I was like the age that I watched that movie, I thought that was the funniest thing ever, and I would watch it. It's like you can get 10 spatulas, and then they like appeared over the head, overhead. You get 10 spatulas, you get an extra for just 1 penny. I thought it was so dumb.
Oh
my goodness.
Okay,
I am wearing the pin that you sent to me, so that's my Disney pin for
awesome.
Today.
Very good.
That's the one you sent to me in the mail.
Yes, I sent you what I thought would be a very Moto-like pin. Very sort of I don't know. What do you want to go? Sort of
elegant, clean, and well engineered.
There you go, exactly.
And even the back mirrors the Mickey ears.
Yep,
so
That's
cool.
I was thinking, you mentioned Weird Al Yankovic. As a kid, way before the internet, way before the internet, I used to call in to a phone joke line as a little kid to the Dr. Demento show, and you could get a stupid joke or a Weird Al Yankovic song, and it was just, I was endless. And that was even, like, it wasn't paid, I don't think. You just called and they said funny stuff.
This explains so much.
What? I must have been like, I don't know, 9 years old, maybe?
And you still remember those jokes today and tell them.
I tell them, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. All right, so Moto.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about, before we get to opening the package, which I'm just about to like freak out.
I'm about to freak out too.
Why don't you can you just like tell us about the genesis of this model before we open it, like how it came to be? it was I mean, I believe it was inspired by the Fab Max, right? I mean, was that the initial intention, or did it start before that?
No. I mean, the idea, I always had the idea that when I was doing Fab Max, I was going to build a model that was as accurate as possible. So by building the model accurate, it was just natural that I do a black version after I did the Fab Max version.
Right.
And trying to just do the color swap. I've always wanted to do that.
Right.
Just to get the original V8 Interceptor as the alternate build to it, because. And once I had the model together, I went to Bricklink Studio and replicated the whole thing. So it's just natural that I'd have my own set of instructions, and from there, it was easier to upload the part list, get everything in the right color swap, and then build my own model. And along the way, I figured, how many more can I get out there as gifts?
Well,
amazing.
That's
and then I ran out of parts that I could get, and then also. It took a lot of time and energy. I think I started this and gathering the pieces for the other two in September. So it's been a long haul to get it to this point.
Yeah. Well, I think when you're building mocks, people sort of, and I talked about this a little bit like with my commission, is people don't take into account the time it takes to actually find the pieces, because not every single piece is easy to get a hold of, especially if you need a significant number of a particular piece, or a color that's maybe a little rarer than others, and it really does add to the time. Excuse me. And then of course the whole instructions is a whole nother project in and of itself, right?
Yeah, the instructions take a lot of time to get down and audit, and I'm always goofing up, especially for this one. You're going to notice the manual is about more than half of the weight of the package.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That's too good. Whoops. Hello.
Hey, I was wondering, and you sort of answered this already. You started with bricks, like all your creating of the shapes and modeling it and refining it. That was all done in bricks first and studio after.
Yeah, I'm a guy that I just put things together, and this time I did create a set of blueprints to get the scale accurate. So
and how did you do that?
I should have pulled the blueprint sheet. I think it's buried somewhere over there, but
that's okay.
Yeah, what I did is I started with the Technic figure, and then looking at the Mad Max movie, I picked a tire that was proportional to the Technic figure from him standing next to the car. And then from that wheelbase, I found a painting instruction list for a Mad Max Interceptor plastic model kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and they had the top view, the side view, and the back and front views all laid out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I scaled that up and then printed out, sheets of paper and taped them together to get I scaled up the plastic model to the size of the tire. And from there, I could build and measure the brick from the top side view and all that to get the dimensions exactly as close as I could to the actual car.
That's so interesting that the tire was your key piece there. Like I use doors when doing rooms or buildings. Everything's based on a door. In Lego, I guess too. Yeah.
Yeah, doors and windows. For cars, it's the wheelbase and the wheel size that sets the proportion for me of the stance of the car, and then how it's going to, basically everything's going to go around that wheelbase. Once you figure that out, you've got it dialed in, and you can start to mess with all the curves and slopes and everything to try to get the shape as accurate as possible. But Boone taught me that one. That was a trick he had, as he takes, when he was doing the Yellow Submarine, he made a blueprint, and then he's able to lay bricks on top of that sheet of paper until everything comes together. Whereas I was able to turn the model sideways and kind of eyeball it and get the shape down.
That's great.
Let's see. Well,
it's a lot of iterative work. Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. I can't even. We've got this box.
So I'm going to be quiet for the first beginning part, because I believe the instructions are going to guide you through from the first. I will say, when you cut the tape, don't cut downwards.
Okay, I'll be very
cut
careful.
Sideways. And I want you to. I love that it says "Start filming Flynn and Richard," and I just want you to know that on the other side of it, it says "Turnover."
Yep.
I love you, Moto.
Here,
I'm a good designer, man. I leave nothing to chance.
Yeah. Okay, and I will note again the very carefully measured pieces of tape
and paper. Oh my
wow.
goodness.
Okay, so
if you lift this, I'll pull the other paper out.
Yeah, you guys may have to stand back and show it on the other camera to get the size of this thing.
yeah, actually, I'm pulled a little bit back from. There we go. You can kind of see the whole thing. You can also see the parts of our table, but you can actually see the whole thing.
So beautiful.
This is so beautiful. It's like wrapped beautiful. You need to give lessons on this, and I'm seeing. Oh, now do we take this paper off in any particular fashion?
I believe so. This is a kimono style wrap. I do like origami. I did it for a while, and yeah, you can take it apart however you want. It's a one-time disposable kind of thing if you want. If you want to be really careful, the tape is on the bottom.
Yes, I see that. I have to say, I'm finding it difficult to want to open, like undo the wrapping.
Yeah,
so
and then
beautiful.
tucked into the kimono is a note for you guys.
Here, I'm going to try an experiment. Can we try the experiment of no headphones and see if it works?
Sure.
Okay,
I will say you want to probably open that letter first.
Get ready to be delighted, it says. Well, you know how much I love to be delighted.
Well, here, let's not change up the tech midway here.
Okay, but I'm not going to be
he
able
wants
to...
us to open the envelope first.
Okay, we will open the envelope first. Well, it says, Flynn and Richard, I've designed and handcrafted an exquisite building experience. Everything you touch has been thoughtfully planned and constructed with care. Savor the build and take a break if you hit a frustrating connection. Your friend, Moto. And there is a custom cut half of a grill in here. Tell us what that's about.
An M.
Oh, it's an M. It's a Moto.
No, you're reading too much into it. There is part of the instructions start by creating that custom piece, and I did the work for you.
Oh, but I still like it. I like that it's an M.
I like the fact that it's an M. I didn't think of that, so I'm gonna have to say that. I thought of that all along. It's an exquisite M.
Very nice. All right, so
I should do that. I should cut a half grill into a red one.
There, you see?
Let's see here. I think we can do this. We can undo this carefully. Oh my goodness.
Whoa! Shut
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Check out
Holy
this box.
bananas. That is crazy. That is crazy.
I can finally stop hiding this thing.
Oh my.
I can't. What? Moto, you are
Look at this
incredible.
with the red liner. And here's the bottom of this is the bottom of the box.
So,
Oh
my goodness.
I set out to make the ultimate
Okay,
set
let's see. So
experience. So
I can't hear anything that's going on right now, but that's all right.
No, it's important. You need to hear this. Flynn.
Okay, but it's hard with
Moto
this thing.
said that he set out to create the ultimate set experience.
yeah, before you open it, I wanted to let you know that is a custom cut box, and it's jacketed with a 20-inch by 30-inch photograph.
Wow, which of course you took.
It's so
So
beautiful.
you have the hero graphic on the front. As you turn to the sides, you'll see kind of the side shots, the interior detail. The hero is standing next to the vehicle, and of course the back has the standard composite.
Oh look,
I've even got
I didn't show the end.
Well, I don't know.
We can show it to this
front
camera.
It might be too tough to do.
Yeah.
But we're showing it to the front one there. You can see
Yeah.
the little one.
Very cool.
And then the back is what you'd expect from a Lego set as well. It's got all the little details and stuff.
So can we try this without the headphones?
Sure,
and see?
I don't know. Let us know.
Okay, let
folks.
us know if the sound gets weird.
If Moto starts having an echo, you let us know.
And you need to change it to speaker.
So let me. There. Can we hear you now?
I can hear you fine.
Okay,
Great.
I just want to make sure. So just everybody else out in TV land, if
I'm gonna
Moto's
look at the
talking and
chat.
you're hearing an echo, just let us know and we will do.
Okay.
We'll put the headphones back in, but that was getting frustrating. Okay, so here is the lid. I love Fabufan MKE says better than Lepin.
Here, I'm gonna take the box lid where we can protect it.
What?
Now, as you opened it, you should have revealed something else with the box.
This, you mean?
The sides of the bottom box.
Oh.
So this is designed like a shoebox reveal.
It's so awesome. Oh my goodness.
Color, this speckled box here.
Now I can pull this part out. Moto, this
Yeah,
is...
the two side things are just cardboard inserts to hold it together. And then what you'll find is I custom jacketed 3 other boxes in there and then tied them with a ribbon.
This is crazy. Lego Ideas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm only showing it to the front.
You know, I always thought Lego Ideas was kind of like the gold standard of boxes, but you have exceeded those by many, many.
Look at this. It's not even just red. It's this beautiful speckled card.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Which has been custom applied to the cardboard.
Yeah, you can probably spell spray adhesive still. It's all photo-mounted spray adhesive.
It's like getting cookies.
Well, okay, so this one was on top, so I don't know. Maybe this is the first.
So we start with the red one, Moto?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to put the other ones down here just so they don't get mixed up. But this is... Y'all are seeing an unveiling of a pretty amazing thing right now. I hope you
And
realize.
for my sticker time... I got holographic stickers, but you guys got the last of the first batch of my Moto stickers on those boxes.
So every bit of design, Moto, is just wonderful.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you might even notice a little bit of pencil marks for me to get the sticker down in the exact center.
Sorry, I gotta
There, it's just
There we go.
snug, right?
There you go.
So I was gonna say that we should photograph this process, but we're recording it for posterity.
For prosperity. Okay, as promised.
Well, but wait, before this goes away, look at the care of absolutely every detail.
So those boxes are high-end laptop boxes, and I had to shorten them by a ½ inch.
Oh, wow. Well, and then the box it all came in that you shipped it in was also custom. So
all of it. Yeah, the inserts and everything that protected it to get it to your doorstep was all custom.
So check out this amazing instruction booklet that is like a phone book, and I am so all about it too.
Well, and
Very
spiral
cool.
bound
And
is
spiral
so
bound.
smart, so it stays
Yee,
open.
very fancy. Oh, this is so cool. All right, and then we will go for this next box, which hopefully, I hope we didn't...
The order doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter? Okay. Here.
So as expected, like any older Lego set, I wanted to make sure that you guys had boxes to hold all the pieces in.
That's
if you
so
ever
great.
disassembled it.
Now, I want to show you, this is something that I know that Lego would never do, and I'm so excited that you did. They are already divided up by part piece into bags, so there doesn't have to be any like organizing.
Exactly. I pre-knolled all the pieces by type and by color for you guys.
I'm and look at this. Drew Dershel, are you out there? Check this out. Everything just stacked for perfect like compactness.
This is amazing. There's so
yeah,
much...
for the larger stuff, I did I pre-locked everything into locks, so you guys could easily take the pieces and
okay. This is some serious stuff here. Ooh,
look at this
love
figure.
This engine, and the figure is awesome.
Yeah, I'm afraid you won't be able to build the engine. That engine block, I custom spray painted bright silver. Because the pieces don't have that color.
and totally worth it. So, okay.
Yeah, let me get this blade out of the way.
Yes, I'm going to cut myself. And then we've got the...
Here, the second package is exactly the same. It's additional.
And then we have box number 3 with more awesome parts. Oh, goodness. The top of the box has even got foam on the inside.
Yeah.
Wow, Moto, you do not mess around. I got to say...
I appreciate good design, and this is just amazing. Look at that wheel, too.
Well, I have to say that in my many years of opening packages, this has to be like the best experience of opening a package ever, Moto.
Good,
I mean,
good.
Not only is it amazing, but the care and thought that you put into it, and the amount of work that you put into like making the boxes and all of it, I can't get over it. It's
good.
Yeah,
Each
Denise
box
says you set a high bar. I agree.
Each box was about 10 hours of labor to assemble and put everything together, and that doesn't include the knolling and getting all the separate packages.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can tell because this top camera won't focus to tiny detail, but the Lego logo on each of these studs is super old school. And
yeah, that's a Samsonite tire. And that came from my own personal collection. That one I didn't have to bricklink.
Oh my gosh.
Moto, thank you so much, and for sharing this with everyone.
Yeah, I've made my own video. I just haven't published it because I didn't want to give it away. But I go through kind of the thought process that went into this. But basically, this one because I always try to learn a new skill with every Lego build.
Curves.
This one was more about how do you create, or how do I take my background in graphic and product design and try to create a true set, not just a mock with a bunch of jumbled pieces for you guys.
Well, it's stunning, and I almost feel like that could be the video, just us opening these amazing boxes. But of course we want to build it, so we're not going anywhere with that. But this is truly, if I may use an overused word, epic. This is truly.
Well, I hope
epic.
so. I knew you guys would really enjoy it, and we've hung out and been friends for a while, and I really wanted to give you something special. It just happened to fall on the holiday, but I just wanted to get something out to you guys that.
Well, thank you so much,
Moto.
It's just so incredibly thoughtful and it's just really lovely. Thank you.
It's very Moto.
You're welcome.
It's very Moto, exactly. It's exactly.
I just want to point out this piece. This it's hard to see. There's teeth on the bottom of this bushing here.
It's an old bushing
that are not angled. They're vertical, up and down teeth that mate with this piece. And this piece was crucial to my putting together the clock hands, the concentric clock hands for our clock. And this is a wonderful piece, and just try to find that in a pile of bushings.
Right?
Yeah.
So can I hand this?
Yeah, those are the oldest. Those are the oldest when it was called Expert Builder before it was called Technic. That was the old way of doing a rack steering mechanism. So you're going to see those show up as this method.
So we've got the awesome. I love the things pointing out things, because this
Yeah, you might want to show them the opening pages, because it's another part of the experience is you tell the story right behind the build and
right.
And all that
So
good
this
stuff.
is That's What Hurts. It's one of our V8's Pursuit Special on Methane. Very towy. Inspired by the films Mad Max and the Road Warrior, the V8 Interceptor is a build you'll probably display in your collection. It's a showpiece set that will challenge your building skills. I don't know why you never didn't go into product marketing and design, Moto, because you could have a whole cottage industry. Like you just
I do at my work. That's one of my specialties.
Moto,
my
what
customer
is this?
experience.
Oh, I
design.
guess I'm sorry. I didn't mean like that. I know that is what you do. I mean like in terms of like this kind of product, like toys and stuff.
Right. It just didn't work out that way. I just got it. I got into IT and software consulting when I was starting my career, and
it
just didn't go that way. But this gave me the opportunity to give it a shot.
Hey, Boone's here. Ahoy, hoy,
Hey,
Boone. How's it going?
Oh my goodness.
And
Hello,
Chris Bahumbug Tier 4 Chalice is here. He's going to get dinner for Jaden. Understood. And I don't know if we said hi to Remy Baker before, but how's it going? Good to see you.
Moto, I hope you'll forgive me. It was my original intent that we would be able to put this together in 2 shows, but I don't want to rush through this.
No.
Right now, I'm caught on the font, even. It's just so clean and light and lovely.
I'm just here for the gasoline. Okay, so I'm always been a fan of these like little call-outs, especially ones like this one, Wonky Steering, because it just reminds me of, well, first of all, when we were kids and you would draw like your ultimate clubhouse, and then you would have to put in all the here's the ladder that goes down here and the fire pole that goes to the candy room. Like there's always like those little aside things which I love. Spare tire, fuel tanks, gas cans, insignia, and then this says a smart bloke would have a weapon under there. Might have to pin his head to the panel. This is so awesome.
Yeah, there is it doesn't directly refer to what feature you're going to get to, but there is a tucked out secret little build feature at the very end.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, but if you're familiar with the movie, you can probably guess what it is.
And then we can see she sucks nitro. The head. So brutal. The head, the nitro, the dog. I love that the dog is there. Weapons, controls, netting, and dog food, of course, because
you gotta have your dinky
without
D.
the dog food.
Where is this dog from?
Is that a Belleville?
The dog, yeah, and it's a Belleville dog in order to scale it correctly to the Technic figure.
Awesome.
And by the way, that's one of the reasons this thing took so long to make copies.
I recognize the pose because the Belleville animals, like the cat and the rabbit, both have that high five paw going on. And we've got
build instructions.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the parts are in here. So here we go. We've got our guy. We've got our he's got his little backpack, like his back strap thing on, and it looks like the back strap gets a wrench. And
yeah, so if you've seen the movie, he has a wrench or toolkit that he slings over his shoulders.
Yep,
that's what that is.
So there's our wrench. Awesome Belleville dog, and the head is here, and I love that it's smiling. This is too good, right? We've got the head here. So I'm going to put these back into this bag so that they don't accidentally become misplaced.
Okay.
Now you were saying that the first step shows us how to do this. Oh gosh. Okay, we've already gone to the dark side in page 3. So this is and actually this is a really great guide to show you if you ever wanted to cut a grill in half. This is how you do it. Attach it to a 1x2 plate on the one side and use that as your cutting guide. It says, or you can substitute a 1x1 tile.
And the thoughtful designer already did this for us.
I know. With his own logo.
Unknowingly creating an iconic logo. You know, I'm already observing these box lids make perfect sorting trays.
Yes, that's what he was saying. He had them, that's how he designed them this way. And there's also more if you need another.
Yeah, or you could use your standard trays however you guys do it. But I tried to make it so someone who just didn't have any Lego at all, if they ever got this package, would be able to do their thing.
All right. Well, it looks like we are kicking off with a bunch of black plates, and I'm gonna guess that all of the black plates are probably together in one bag. If I know Moto.
Yep. There should be a large plate bag and a small plate bag, maybe 3 different bags. But this one's going to start out like any car. It's going to be really boring. You're just going to have to slog through it in order to get that base built up, and you might want to get a mallet to really lock these suckers together.
Oh yes, we definitely have a mallet.
Should
I'm gonna fetch
harder
it.
Surface? I have my cutting mat we could put down. I think okay. Well, I've been curious as to your thought process
I should get
on
the
how you
manual
create
too.
a chassis, so I don't find this part boring at all.
No, and also, I mean, just opening the box was so awesome. So there should be a bag with larger plates in it as well. And you can see that the nicely laid out instructions. Very good, very good.
Here, actually, put them over here, and I'll grab them. Let's see if I can do this.
All right. Well, we're starting off with a 10, and it looks like one of these guys. So there we go. One of these. Yeah, so
I can tell you right now, this model is going together once.
The only difference between my set and yours is I do have the holographic stickers on mine. For the
oh, very nice. Oh, sorry, I'm looking over there. Should look here. Very good. Yeah, and you're right. The spiral binding does lay flatter, which is nice. Okay, so this one is the start, and then it looks like we need another 4x6 plate.
Truthfully, you guys know that a staple wasn't going to cut it.
Okay, we need more of a couple more.
How many of those?
Another one for now, and then another one. And then 2 of these 4x, those.
And then a 2x, what is that?
Very cleverly done, Moto.
Is that a...
And look, you even got all the little flip over instructions. the right way.
I hope I got it right. I went through it multiple times trying to make sure I had it correct, but you never know.
Is this 2x8s coming up here?
I'm trying to see. Oh, I see. I'm adding on. Yeah, it's a 4x8s. It looks like.
I'm sorry, I'm getting there. I'm gonna get my manual out so I can follow.
Okay, that's no problem.
How many 4x8s?
2. 2 4x8s. One here, and one goes here. And we're gonna go ahead and just give this a little tap down already, so we get a nice sturdy base here. Okay, is that right? Yep, very good. All right.
Mallets will always make me think of building on Lego Masters.
Yes, always. Always. And then we're going to attach this on. Looking good so far, Moto.
What step number are you on?
We're on number 11. So
Gotcha.
I need one 2x8 plate.
I just, I thought here we go.
11.
2x8. And
then a 4x6?
Another 4x6. Very good.
Yep.
All right, so we're getting a nice big fat base here, which is nice.
It's just gonna grow.
And it's got the really helpful red separating lines between all these
he
black
did the
bricks.
separate. So we super appreciate that.
And the black looks like black, not like dark gray.
Yep. Hopefully.
Let's see. Hey, Iceberg Bricks is here. How's it going?
Oh, Mel.
Good to see you, Mel. Mel and Boone here.
You shouldn't have joined. You're gonna ruin your experience, dude.
Oh no,
Mel.
He knew. He got the spoiler warning. If he chose not to heed it, that's his decision.
Well, Mel, we're super happy to see you.
We're super happy you're here. So this is I think it's this very longest one.
It's got to be
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that right?
No, there's both of these. You got to count them.
10, 12, 14, 16.
And these are 12s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
6, 8, 10, 12. It's the 16. All right, very good. So, so now when you were talking about...
you must have been on... Where'd you go? Step 8? Probably?
No, we're on 14 now.
Oh, man, you guys are cooking.
Well,
we have help, too, but we don't want to
We were taking your advice and getting the base done quickly.
Yeah, there's no tricks or...
2 of these. Oh,
no tricks or techniques early on. It's just laying lots and lots and lots and lots of plates.
Lots and lots of plates.
I'm curious. How did you decide what goes where? Did you have an outline and you just basically just built it up until you had the right shape? It's very strong with your crisscrossing of layers.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know that if you're just mocking and putting stuff together, it doesn't come together like the instructions. It's not procedural. You just kind of have to take things apart and put them back together till they work.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So that's what I was doing.
With that.
Yeah.
I've tried to get more at peace with taking things apart.
Yeah, the instructions are, they're very straightforward and they give you a clean run at it. But when you're mock building, it's not. This is an illusion of how clean the process is. It's more like, you just jam things together and try to noodle them, and sometimes you have to back things out and start over, or tweak things, or just keep iterating and changing stuff as it goes along.
Well, that's interesting. That's something interesting that I'd like to talk to Mel on when we have her on next week. Is now she mostly designs a lot of micro scale buildings, and I'm interested in where I know that the people who are doing more of the bigger modular type sets are probably building in a design program, and I wonder to what degree, if there's any difference, if she just builds from brick since she's building smaller stuff.
What step are we on?
Here. Step 19.
Yeah, I've always wondered, the Voltron designer was talking about how he'd get an idea and he'd fire up his computer and do the CAD model iteratively. So that was one where it was kind of, the designer was doing digital as well as physical, kind of back and forth.
That makes sense. Almost like
whereas I'm very physical.
Like a note-taking.
Yeah, I think everyone's different in the way that they design.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you do much redesign when you translated it into Studio?
All right.
I had to change. What did I have to change? I had to change the head on the dashboard because the hair and the figure face I chose was extremely rare.
Oh, got it.
So on the Fab Max, there's a different head, and it's a more rare head. But the ones that you have along with the hair it was something I was able to source a little bit easier.
That makes sense.
All right, well, we are about to move on to step 22, but before we do that, it is time for a very special guest.
We ever do, yeah.
All right, wow, man, you got Jake Sadovich, you got Boone Builds, you got Iceberg Bricks, you got Mel. Man, really, Moto, your V8 brings all the boys to the yard.
I guess so. I guess so.
All right, everybody, it's time for... Yay,
Hi,
Logan.
Hi.
Yay.
Hi, Logan.
Hi.
Hi.
What a good boy.
He's a good dog. Say hi to everyone. Okay, can you catch? Good boy.
Yay,
You're always so
Logan.
good at that.
What
You
a
get a
good-
last little piece.
I know. If there's food, he's good at finding it and catching it.
He gets to lick the spatula.
Awesome. So for those of you just joining us, thank you, Gary. We love him too. Logan is pretty awesome. So for those of you who are just joining us or popped in late, we are building, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, Moto's custom V8 Interceptor. And if you did not see, where's the box lid? If you didn't get to see before when we opened the box, you have to see just a little sort of preview because this is so awesome.
Can you go to the front cam?
Yes, I'll go to the front camera real quick. There is that awesome custom box. Look at that thing.
All sides.
Makes me very happy.
Yeah, and I
now
could talk
that-
about
now-
lighting and photography and all that stuff that went into that too. Because
That's
lighting, a black brick model is not easy to light.
No, you gotta
yes.
get just the light it like a car commercial, right? You get just that
Yep.
glare.
Yeah, that was the exact idea. Is the car photography has a very specific way they light, and I try to emulate that in the model.
Well, you know what I was going to say, we really saw sort of like the preview of that when you when we had your video, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we showed your video of your Fab Maxing, it was like a car commercial.
A
So
little.
yeah.
Boone asks, how did you print that box?
Oh yeah, well you guys are putting down brick. I can talk to that again.
Okay.
Oh, cool, yeah.
We need
So Boone, so when I was in art school doing industrial design, we learned how to do cardboard mock-ups. So each of these boxes is clean cardboard, but I had to custom cut them into shape. And you have to also account for the thickness of the cardboard itself, which is, I think, 3/8 of an inch or something like that. So I started out by putting together in Illustrator the box jacket as a 20-inch by 30-inch photographic print. And you can get those run at Costco for about $10. So in Illustrator, I had a 20-inch by 30-inch profile. I knocked out the depths and the corners and did a cut profile, and then laid in all the images that I photographed, and then put the typography and stuff on top. And then output that as a 20-inch by 30-inch photo print for both the bottom and the top of it. Ran prints of those, and then used, once I had the box assembled, the difficult part was using spray adhesive over the whole thing, and then very precisely trying not to get a single wrinkle as I folded it over the cardboard. And then I had to come back into the cardboard and trim off some edges to get it fully square, because it's not an exact science. There's a little bit of weirdness going on, and flaps and stuff where you're trying to hide parts of the basically where you mess up.
Well, I didn't see any overspray, and all your, I didn't see crop marks. Everything was just clean.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time just trying to practice and then nailing it for the final thing. It's kind of like magic, where you know, it takes a really long time to cut the cardboard box and then get it, you know, taped together. And then it takes a really long time to run the photo and then sit there with, I use a, basically it's a scalpel blade, and then I've got my cork-backed steel ruler.
Yeah.
So that's how you do really fine, exact cuts on stuff to get it ready. But, you know, once you put that spray adhesive down, you can't stick it and pull it back up like a sticker. It's going to be a full-on down. You got one shot to jacket it and wrap it, and then very carefully, you know, kind of put each side down, and you always smooth it from the center out to get all the air bubbles and pockets out. But yeah, I had to practice a couple times setting it down on top and then pretending to smooth it. And you know, how am I going to lay this thing down very exactly and get it all to work? Took some practice. So it's kind of like theater, where you practice to the point where you're comfortable that you can do it in one shot,
right,
and not mess it up.
Well, you made it extra hard by making it that beautiful gloss finish, which is so unforgiving.
Yeah, it's a pearl, so it's a little bit more forgiving than a full glossy print. They just don't offer gloss prints, which I'm kind of glad, because the pearl photographic paper, it doesn't get fingerprint smudges as much as the stuff that this one was used.
Well, Alex23 says you're a wizard, and I agree.
It's just lots of practice, man. Art school, you know, going through art school for 4 years, and then origami helped a lot too. And then I'd say Lego and stuff really helps with the articulation of your hands.
Right.
What kind of snap?
2 1x2s.
And the funny thing with the manual is it's not 8.5 by 11. The 8.5 by 11 wouldn't fit into that box.
Oh,
so
no.
I had to take or dock off, I think it was 1.5 inches or something off of each page. But I have this huge industrial paper cutter.
Oh, great.
It's like made out of steel. Yeah, I got it at like a thrift store or something, or it was in Statesville or something. But just having that really, really helps cut the entire manual down, because I can't remember how many pages this is, but it's a lot.
And then 2 1x4 bricks.
2 1x4 bricks. Here we go.
Well, this is, I don't know. I could go on and on about how amazing this is. I'm completely blown away. Seriously, like I've not received such an epic package with packaging and all of it ever. It's just incredible.
Well, you know, it's no
bricks.
secret that we collect vintage things, and I think I like practical and decorative electrical things from the 20s and 30s, right? Before things were mass produced. And you see so much lovely little tiny decoration in it. And this, to me, smacks of that. The time before mass production. I'm just looking.
Yeah, it was all handcrafted. That's another reason there's only 3 of these. Someone was asking, well, could you send out more? And I couldn't give away the secret, but it's like, no. By the end of this, after putting all 3 boxes together, I was done. And I was just done. I was like, I'm not going to ever do this again.
One more.
There you go.
Thank you.
Here, I want to get ahead of you in the instructions.
Okay.
What step are we on?
So we just did this.
So we did step 32. We're on to 33 now.
So we need
gotcha
2 1x4.
Oh, so you're in the bricks, yeah. You're
4
in the bricks
1x4 plates.
There's the 1x3s. It's like one of those really hard jigsaw puzzles where it's like a polar bear in a snowstorm.
Yeah, black brick is my kryptonite. I have a very hard time finding black pieces, because once I put them, I organize by Ziploc bags.
Right.
Yeah.
So once you put all the black brick into a Ziploc bag, it's really hard for me to quickly go, those are plates, those are the greebles, those are the bricks or whatnot, because unless you have a ton of light on it.
Yeah.
And the only way you can tell is because of the reflections. You can't actually see what the darn stuff is through the side of the Ziploc bag.
You know,
Hey, Boone, we'll see you later. Thanks so much
Bye,
for stopping
Boone.
by. It was so great to see
Thank you, Boone.
It's very, very. It was lovely to see you, Boone. As always.
well, do you do Moto? Do you do much knolling like this, where you actually stack similar pieces offset for your own collection?
I need 2 more.
For the stuff that I use a lot, yes, because I'm a corrupt animal, and yeah, people were remarking how I'm a complete savage for doing that.
Well, we have.
But it keeps it dense. It keeps it really clean and organized. You can, just like you guys, you can pull off the pieces very quickly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
our profile bricks, you know, all the ones with the vertical and horizontal lines, and more snot pieces. Like, how do you tell a snot piece with the studs on 2 sides in a collection of ones that are all on 1 side? We stack them now.
Yeah, I don't do it that often, but if I'm finding I'm trying to clean up my workspace and I have a bunch of mess on it, I just find it's easier to start doing that, where I'm locking the stuff together into these.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we've sat in front of TV just kind of mindlessly.
Because otherwise I
stacking
have
things
way
before.
too many containers and bowls around me. It's just easier to lock them together into chunks and have them around.
And then 2 inverse slopes.
Uh-oh.
Well, I know.
Oh,
We're
there's
getting
something
crazy
new.
inverse slopes. Which looks super cool, by the way. The way that I can already see how you're shaping this. Looks so awesome. Into 1x3s. Like here and here.
Okay, these are jump plates.
You're looking for the inverse slopes.
Yep.
Oh, you're on 38 or 39, right?
Yeah, 39 now.
Yep.
We're just I put the 39s on. We're actually going back to 38 for those.
Okay, that's all curves.
Now,
You know what? That's a good note. Is I should swap those 2 steps because the bricks do have a better positioning to get the.
oh right,
slopes
so
on
you can
later.
see where they go. Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
Let me start making notes. I need Post-it notes. Where the heck do I keep those? I don't think I do. I'm just
No
gonna have to
inverse
start writing
slopes?
notes.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving forward.
You
here.
guys also
Now,
get to be. You guys also get to be my my QA certification.
your guinea
for-
pig QA. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, so forgive me if you've already said this and I just didn't get it, Moto, but are you planning on submitting this to ideas or otherwise making this available to people? I mean, I
Say
know
something,
this
Flynn?
experience is a
Should I
singular
reveal the
experience.
secret?
Is
this a good time?
Let's wait on that. Just
Okay.
because there's still some details to work out.
Right on.
But
Yes, I want to make it available.
yes.
cool.
No, I haven't figured out the way to do it yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah, so I'm looking for those inverse. Maybe they're in here?
That is
There's
possible.
my slopes.
That's possible. Okay, I've got a question for you, Moto. On step 40,
Yep.
where does this 1x6 go?
1x6.
Because I see the
1x6.
Oh.
Yeah, so it goes on top of the
we're supposed to
plate
turn
you
it
lay down in
around.
step 37.
Oh, I see. I missed the. It says
Yeah.
it right here, and I missed the.
Yeah, there's got a little turnaround symbol. You're
the
going to have to rotate the
spin
model.
around. See how I am?
Is that a studio thing, or did you create that spin around symbol? That comes out of studio?
So in Bricklink Studio, as you're making, so it has, as you go into the instructions side,
Mm-hmm.
you have a step editor, so you can lay out all your steps and get all the sequence down. And then you have a page editor. And in the page editor is where you can insert, you can change the direction that the model's facing.
Yeah.
And then you can also manually add the spin around symbol by hand.
Right.
You can also choose the layout. So if you'll note, you're going to notice this. It's a subtle thing, but whenever you go from like 6 steps on a page to 4 steps on a page or 1 step on a page, that's a manual override as well that you have to do in Studio.
That's
to change
right.
the layout as you go. Yeah.
That's right. All
And
right.
then, so yeah, every time you see something rotated or a spin, that's something I had to do in the page designer. The symbols, all the manual symbols are all done by hand. And then because this model is kind of tricksy,
1x2 plate.
because I am a designer at work and they pay for my Creative Cloud license, I'm able to modify PDFs after the fact and I've added some text instructions along the way because
okay,
it was
that's how
getting
you
it was
did your-
getting kind of messy, and I wanted to drop hints.
1x4 plates.
I
two
have
of
the
them.
ability to mark up PDFs, and I do that heavily in my work.
Yeah.
Four.
But yeah, that Creative Cloud is. I've always
Yeah.
liked Adobe's tools.
Pretty good.
Sorry,
They're not cheap, but
1x4.
luckily as a designer, I have
1x4.
access to them through work. If I didn't, I'd probably pay for my own license at this point because I'm so
Yeah,
addicted
I've got the Photoshop one because I do a lot of Photoshop, but I'm gonna have to probably pick up Illustrator as well, especially now that this 3D printer thing is gonna happen, because I need to be able to do spline based stuff not on my computer that's so old that I have to feed the gerbil extra food to get it to run faster to like actually power it up. So
yeah, I'm really good at Photoshop, Lightroom, Photoshop itself, Illustrator.
I'm gonna need two more each of these.
Now Adobe Premiere Rush a little bit. Now I'm starting to do videos. But yeah, if you have questions about Illustrator, I've been using that since version. When did I first start? I think it was 97.
Actually, you know what's funny is we are about the
3?
same amount of time with that. I actually used to teach Illustrator and Photoshop like back in the day, like early, like Photoshop 2.
Oh yeah, so you got it ahead of me. I think I started with like 3 or 3.1.
I remember back in
on
the
a Mac.
days where you'd get like a zillion third-party plugins.
Yep. They still do. I still have a couple plugins that are third party from Astute Graphics because they do things that Illustrator just won't handle.
Kai Power Tools rocked my world.
Oh yeah, Kai's Power Tools. Yeah, I think whoever Kai was, I bet you they made millions off of whatever.
I'm sure.
All those things, yeah.
I'm sure. Oh, Rick Brickham just showed up. How's it going? Welcome.
Brickworm uses CorelDRAW.
Wow, I can't believe
Oh wow.
it. Peter Hornberger says Creative Cloud is amazing. Every student at my university gets a license for free. Okay, I clearly need to sign up for college again. Although
Well,
I'd be
here's
more
the
like-
hack. Well, there's a hack to that license. I'll talk to you guys off screen about.
Well, that was my. Well, that
To
was
get the
my,
educational pricing, yeah.
For me, it would be me going back to college would basically be like whatever that. What was that? Rodney Dangerfield movie where he goes back to college.
Oh.
That would be basically like be me.
I thought you were going to talk about the show Community.
Oh well, Community
That too,
also.
right?
And there was actually a very short-lived show that made me laugh so hard. It was called Campus Ladies, and it was these two comedians, and they played like women whose husbands had left them, so they decide to go back to college. Except for they're like really super moms, like with the mom jeans and everything, and it was very funny. And it was like, yes, that's exactly how it would be if I went back to school.
Everyone, we're coming up on tech.
You're getting close to the special instruction.
Well, we still need 2 more 1x2 plates before these.
Okay, right here is a super game of concentration.
Yeah.
Which black piece is in which bag?
Oh, so actually, Joel Marbella was asking, asked a question about that.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I can't really see the chat.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I've got it. He says, question about designing something all black like this. Does it help to use different colored bricks if it's hidden, or is it just easier to do it all in the one color?
Lego designers probably would have used filler brick, but that's not how I roll.
Okay.
I don't, if I think there's any chance it might ever be visible later, because you can end up having to do a lot of unbuilding. I mean, when we do our giant pieces, I do, waste color pieces on the inside, but something like this.
Yeah, I'm
that
so
little millimeter line.
Yeah, I'm so I don't know what to say. I'm just so I don't know. I just have this thing where I need the brick to be the right color throughout the entire model, even if it gets hidden.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
Well,
like
you could say detail-oriented, obsessive. It's a continuum.
However you want to phrase that. Yeah, I'm really into
It's a continuum.
making every little
I
thing.
think about myself as obsessive about some of those things.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about the details for me.
Oh, I
And
think
the
I might have
details are
put
it's a
the
black
wrong
car, so I
size
just wanted to
plate
have black
down
brick
here on the
throughout the whole
bottom.
thing.
I think it's supposed to be this one. Fortunately,
But then-
I can go upside down.
I think Lego is a positive outlet for that kind of like ultra detail oriented. Oops.
Yeah, and I'm worried that I miscounted a piece somewhere along the line, but I know you guys have a pretty thorough collection. You'd be able to find something.
Yeah, we will be able to adjust.
I can tell you for sure the rare stuff is definitely triple checked and
Well, I mean, again, like there's just been so much thought and care put into this that, like, you know, a missing piece is not gonna break the experience for me, certainly.
I'm not finding that one Technic piece with the, not with a pin on the end. But
it's a pin on one end and an axle on the other side.
Okay, I got
it's a double axle with a pin molded in, and it might be with the tires. I just can't remember.
I mistook it for the one that had the bushing.
And then two 1x2 Technic bricks.
There we go.
Very good.
Wait, I want to get these back away before.
Oh, you're on 53 and 54.
Yeah, we're getting there. It says because this piece has a friction lock. So because this piece has a friction lock to it, the tires will not freely rotate. This is there is no non-friction element in the Lego system, and you're talking about this particular piece.
Yep.
I had
so
the way
the way the tires go on, you have to have that specific piece, and there is no gray version that doesn't have a friction lock.
Right.
I had that same exact experience on my little Handsome cab, getting the wheels on. I was like, oh no, they should, and eventually I just gave in and said, they're gonna look great. It's not gonna roll downhill.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can roll it. It's just the friction, makes it it's not a freely. Which is kind of a good thing, because when I set it down now, I always worry about it rolling off the table and crushing it on the floor. So I've realized that friction was kind of a good thing in that it helps the model sit on the surface and not roll off the shelf.
Sorry, we're doing we're searching for Technic
I know
bricks.
I saw it earlier, but it's in disguise.
Yeah, those black bricks are hard to sort.
I know, black on black on black on black on black.
These are 1x2s, right?
Yeah, 1x2s.
Okay. Someone was asking about signature colors. I think they're talking about brand colors, so I'll speak to that as well. So yeah, let me.
Got them. There we go. All right.
And
these are going to go here and here.
Need all the envelopes.
So you're starting to see like this coming together.
Yep, it's starting to take shape.
All right, so there's our tires, right? Our chassis here. There we go.
Bill Volbrecht was talking with us about sturdy studs-up construction. He does a lot of large Legoland style models in studs-up construction, and he says layer after layer, he does them like a basket weave, like interlocking one way and then the other.
That's probably one of the most. 2x2 plates. When you start out building things, the first thing I think we learn is that you want to overlap in order to get a stronger structure together.
Yes.
That's exactly why there's a 2-plate base. Is if you were to look at the way this car base is constructed, it has 2 layers of plates that are overlapping in order to get that solid surface that you work from.
Plates. Sorry.
Well, I think
the plates are so big, you have to mallet that thing together. Either that or you do what I do, which is you have the Technic fingers and you just crush the living daylights out of it.
I'm gonna put that back on. All right, there we go. And
I think a lot about overlapping when I think about courses of bricks and a wall, but not necessarily this laminated plate kind of thing that's so strong. And on, that show Lego Masters, some of the bridges were incredibly strong, and I'll say one of the best things they did was to laminate plates to create these extremely strong beams that just won't come apart.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here. Overlapping is, what can I say? It's just one of the first techniques you learn is you got to overlap for strength.
Overlap. Yeah, that's actually, it's true. That's one of the, when I was teaching, that was like one of the very first, if not the first thing we taught the kids was overlapping.
To answer Brick and East's question, yes, my brand colors are black and red. So that's why it just so happens this happens to be a black build. Normally my stuff is white brick, but yeah, if you ever look at my YouTube channel or any of my stuff, it's definitely the red pattern, and then it's either got a black or red background. Even the text for that.
Very, very cool. Well, I am.
2x2.
Excuse me.
There's
I'm
something to be
already
said for
super
consistency,
impressed.
right?
We are at step 58 now, and we're looking for 1x3 plates.
You see if
guys
it's
are
here
cooking.
or if you have it over there.
No, I only have tile.
Yeah, so that's a good example. Step 50 is a great example of a one stud overlap in a plate in order to make sure that that inverse brick doesn't fall over.
Right. Yep. I see that. There we go.
So I could have used, I could have used a 1 or a 1x4 or something like that. But in order to get a little bit of extra grip, and this is just stuff that I think of as I'm just free building.
Right.
Is I'm always trying to get a little bit of overlap here and there, even though the 1x3s are rare and more expensive.
Yeah.
They do have a good place in usage when the time's right.
And was that pretty? I'm curious actually. So you have this thing that you've made in bricks, and it's all sealed up and nice curves and nice tight construction. How did you then reverse engineer that? Did you take it apart piece by piece in order to get it into studio?
Yeah, because you're working on the base, you haven't encountered it yet, but you're going to find that I make you do sub-builds into major chunks, and then those chunks get added to the model.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So that's how I did it is, well, I have the car right here. And so one example is like, I guess I could start tearing this thing apart.
Wow.
I don't want to yet. But yeah, as you go in, like the doors, like the left door is a chunk that in the instructions, you're going to go off and you're going to build like the left door, and then you're going to add it to the model, or the right door, or you're going to see an engine bay, or the steering rack is all going to be in the beginning here, we're just kind of setting the basis for the entire build. But once you get to a certain point where the base is pretty much built up,
yeah,
you're going to start to notice that I'm doing sub builds of large chunks of like a big part of like the left steering or the right steering, or a panel on the back or this on the other, and then you're going to add those to the model. So one way that this model is put together is it's designed to have large modular chunks be added to it as you go along.
Well, I've found that's incredibly useful when making mechanical or technic constructions as well.
Yeah.
Submocks, so you don't have to just tear it down to the tiniest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think it makes it an easier way to make instructions is by getting someone through 50 steps, and then they get to put it on the model and make sure it fits, rather than constantly, adding and piling stuff onto onto this thing. Because let me flip ahead.
Well, it's like they make if you have to go up like 100 stairs, you don't have a staircase that's 100 steps, right? You've got like 10 and then a landing, and 10 and then a landing. It makes it a little more reasonable.
Yeah, this thing is 935 steps. So when you're dealing with something that's over 1,000 pieces or this many steps, it's kind of like there's the design of the mock, and then there's the design in studio. But what I did too is I've made instructions, but it's much simpler. For this one, it was also about mastering the ability to do a clear set of instructions on a complex model. That was kind of another skill I was trying to pick up.
It is.
But yeah, chunking is a great way of information design.
Chunking.
To get that. Yep.
And then
they call it decomposition or chunking or steps and sub-steps. One rule of thumb for usability design is the human can only keep about 5 to 7 things.
Like a phone number.
Yeah, into the pattern. So you always want to max out at 7 steps. And once you max that out, you've got to start breaking things into sub-steps.
Well, that's why I don't make checklists that are 30 items long either. The least items on a checklist, the better. And they've actually found that pilots are more successful and safer if their checklists are short in that way.
Yeah, it's just good practice. Also, man, I couldn't have 30 things going at the same time in my life, so there's that too.
10 jumper
I have a
plates?
deep backlog basically, but I only work on maybe 5 to 7 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, 1.
Usually it's 3.
1x4.
I usually inboard three design projects at once and keep them spinning at work. Beyond that, it's just bad practice.
Well, that's a. I mean that, and even that is a lot to keep all straight.
Yeah, I find, and this isn't my original idea.
Oh my gosh, I love these Star Wars references in the chat. This is hilarious.
Oh, what's going on?
They're talking like I'm Moto 1 or Obi-Wan, or now Moto Fett.
Moto 1 Kenobi, totally.
They don't know if I'm light side or dark side or gray side.
I don't know. What do you think? What's your opinion? You are you. I guess you would know.
Yeah, I would hope that I'm on the light side of the Force, simply because I try to live my life according to play well, which is Lego's model. You know, so that I basically look at everything as play well, and then a lot of the rest of your values and core values, you know, either align to that or they don't, and that's kind of my decision making.
Right. Well, that's
kind of where I go.
That's the way to be. Imagine they're probably in a staff.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, here they are.
So that's where my decisions come from, and you know, and also kindness and generosity and all that stuff that, you know, leads to a play well mindset, I think is a good way to look at it.
Well,
if you're coming at life as a Lego metaphor anyway.
Well, you exemplify that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will say...
We could that would be an interesting Sunday chat, is the philosophy of Lego.
I'll buy that. I mean,
right? Because I've talked about it. I mean, I have a presentation on it. I just never talk about it very often. But yeah, there is a deeper
white things.
There is a deeper way you can approach Lego in your life, where it comes almost like a philosophy, and how does it guide you beyond just being bricks that you put together.
Oh, like one of those sort of Tao of Pooh approaches. Like take
in a way, yeah. The reason it gets into why do I like Lego. I mean, you guys are seeing it right now. Is I love the idea that Lego is both structural, right? So we have to put these bricks together, and they have to be strong. So there's an engineering concept that goes into the way you put things together to make them strong. Yeah. But Lego's also, on the flip side, it's representative. It has an aesthetic where you're trying to represent something with these little funny bricks and shapes. So there's an aesthetic principle to it. I mean, and then, you know, I could go on and on, but also failure, you know, how you deal with failure is a big part of Lego.
Well, as Amy points out, iteration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me also, now this goes into the way back machine.
Yeah.
Probably middle school English class, but Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, right? Where you
I've read that book, yeah.
Right? You learn these lessons about life through something that's much more seemingly mundane.
2 1x4 plates.
That's true. And putting, by the way, going through that, it's been a while since I put a set together, but there is a mindfulness to it.
Oh, there is. Well, I mean, I am having so much fun putting this together that I'm having trouble keeping an eye on the chat and all the things that I normally do on the show.
I'll do that for you.
Which is saying something, Moto, because I'm usually really, really checked into the chat, and this has been definitely been one of those times when
I'm not a Skywalker.
I'm so
that's
engrossed.
For sure. I'm just a Moto.
Wait,
which step? Oh, sorry. Which step were you on?
Step 72.
I got it.
Oh man. So you've gone past, at step 67. What I thought was hilarious is the number of jumpers.
The jumper plates.
I had you lay down in a row.
Yeah.
So that's one example where there's going to be, you're going to come to these spots where you're going to burn through a lot of the same elements. And in fact, step 74.
We're at 73. Yep.
73. Okay, hold on.
Makes me wish they made
plates.
like 1x8.
Okay, so this is where you're actually getting into building the styling of the car. It starts with step 74.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Step 74 is where you're starting to get into the styling of the car itself.
Yes,
so you're going to notice
we're doing shapes now.
You're going to notice there is a sub belt that is 4 steps long. So every time you get a sub belt together, you can hold that up to the camera before you place it on the model.
Okay. So it looks like...
But if my memory serves me right, you're probably getting into the bumper, the back bumper of the car.
That is correct. We're doing... and I'm assuming we're going to do 2 of those?
Yeah, they're going to be mirror images of each other.
Right, that are mirror images of each other. Very good.
1x2 cheese whiz.
But what's kind of clever here is... I'm using cheese slopes, but if you look at the little tweak that I did to set one on the side.
Yes.
So when you're dealing with slopes, like I know Jake Sadovich is like the master of using slopes. I use a ton of slopes as well. So you're going to see a ton of curved slopes, but also cheeses are another slope. Oh, pardon me. So the bumper on this car is going to angle upwards from the rear flare, but then it's going to get into where there's a license plate holder.
Right.
And in the real car, it's got an inset. The license plate holder is inset into the bumper. Where the Lego math doesn't quite work out, you have to kind of use. There you go. See that one brick
So you're
high?
suggesting the recess.
I suggest the recess by turning one of the cheeses sideways. Yeah.
So now we're going to make another one of those in the opposite direction.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a cheat where the one cheese is kind of showing an inset recess, but it's still flush with the other ones moving upwards.
Well, it's interesting. That's I used to do some like special effects makeup and stuff, and that's true too when you're doing when you're trying to, like, whenever you see like The Walking Dead or any of those where they have monsters whose like cheeks are really, really like sunken in and their face looks like all drawn and messed up. Well, that, they actually have to like build up the cheeks to create that hollowness. So really, like, their face is actually bigger than a normal person's face, but because of the way the contours are, it makes it look different.
That's how you get that Maleficent makeup effect, right? Maleficent, the makeup effect that they put on Angelina Jolie.
They gave her some extra ones. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the slopes right here.
Yeah, I should have put all the slopes together.
Yep. I'm just looking for one more single cheese wedge.
But yeah, I had a design professor who always talked about the art of, what do you call it? He said you don't want to always be too direct. There's a subtlety in design, and you want to hint and suggest. So I always use those words, hint and suggest.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. See, we got that nice.
And here I remember that quote decades later as we're sitting here putting this together. But yeah, I'm just hinting and suggesting that the bumper is going upwards from the base as well as tucking in to get that license plate in.
That you just had out? The slips.
Oh, and by the way, I did no stickers for this. This is a very rare mock where there are 0 stickers.
No, I love that. That's and also too, the fact that you can get the detailing in without them is, I think, very clever.
Did I hand you the right direction of that? It's the only other one I have. It's this one.
Yeah, and that one goes on the other side. All right, so now we're starting to get some shape here.
That's right.
Right, with these, and I love these pieces, these ones that have the extra facets on them.
Yeah, those guys, that's another place where there really isn't a curved slope piece that will do the same effect. But the V8 is a very angular car because it was, I think it's a 80s car, 70s car? I can't remember. But it's very angular, just like those 80s cars that I think of.
It was just awesome.
But yeah, that's a great way to get the idea of a taper in both directions coming upwards.
Oh, it looks like we are coming upon one of your aforementioned sub builds. Now this one's crazy looking.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting into the fun technique part. Right. This is where we're gonna snot this thing 9 ways to Sunday.
Oh, I am very excited. All right,
I'm looking for some corner plates right now.
Oh, and I just had them.
I'm trying to keep all the funky things over here.
I don't have them over here. It's one of those things where you are like, oh, I just had that bag, because you just looked through a bunch of other bags as well.
But yeah, this is where it's not challenging to assemble, but there's going to be a lot of interesting brick math that's going to happen.
I can already see that.
Should we do?
Yeah, all snot math. Nothing too tricky, but fun.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm wondering how far we should go in the model.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, we can go a little bit more.
Did you want to go to 1 o'clock?
I'm not able to do that. I'm gonna have to head off to work. But I don't. Flynn may be able to build longer.
Yeah, I can stay. It's
already 12:30.
It's an hour ahead for you.
Yeah.
You're an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do a remaining half hour.
Okay.
I will probably be a lot slower because Richard won't be here helping me, but I will absolutely do that.
Either that, or we can stop Why don't you got? Yeah, I think that there's enough time left to where we can get to that first major assembly going on to the model in step 122.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, and then
we're gonna set a 1x1 tile next to that.
1x1 plate. Yep, and then
I say 122 casually, realizing now it's like 40 steps just to get that one sub model together. That's what makes this thing so deceptive. Is it's such a large car that it's easy to forget like how many pieces and steps it takes to get this thing.
Well, I mean, that was like building the Hogwarts castle. Like every step, it was like so many tiny pieces, right? A 1x4 plate. But this is already I dig the zigzag. Like I'm all over it. All right, and it looks like a single snot piece.
Yeah, and I apologize. I know sets with instructions you're never supposed to have unconnected pieces lying next to each other, but
they do it all the time.
Okay, because I was like, there's no other way I can make this work.
I mean, there was
by having you lay things close to each other and then locking them in.
Yeah, they do it all the time in real Lego instructions. Especially more recently, it's a snot piece. We had single and double snots, I think, in a single bag.
I've got the long snots.
Okay, so based on what's coming together, this is yep, you're basically building the front part of the car that will make up part of the wheel well and also the steering mechanism.
I have 1x2s and I've got tiles here.
Okay, I've got the long snots.
Here's the double snots. We're looking for single snot pieces.
So this question keeps coming up from Osorg. Osorg, there is a way you will be able to get instructions. We haven't figured out the mechanism yet.
Yeah, we're coming up with a plan. It's a thing.
Yep.
Do you not see him?
There is a plan. It is not yet
You've got them
planned.
right in front of you.
Those are doubles. Here, I'm gonna, just to save some time, I'm gonna grab some snot pieces from back here.
And I'm gonna take this as a moment to be able to
Did
organize.
I miscount? I might have miscounted too.
Yeah, we'll definitely have by Wednesday we'll have the pieces a little bit more like organized into a place where we know where they are.
Yeah, I was wondering if you should have just dumped those into trays, but then you're gonna wind up with 1 trillion trays. So.
All right, I've got ours.
So it's hard.
Okay, so this goes here, then one of these, then a double, and then it looks like.
And I believe the snot bricks, I probably made one of those weird compound brick elements.
That's one of those
yeah.
Is that a 1x1 with a bar?
With a bar,
on it? A vertical bar?
Oh yeah, you're on step 97. Yeah, it's a vertical bar. And that one I can't remember which package I had it in because it's such a unique. I think I put the modified bricks all together into one pack.
Right.
Well, a bag of odd.
That's also a lot to put together when you're putting all these things together. You know, like putting all the pieces together. Like, do I have any? Oh, I'm curious. Do you have a scale to count to count pieces with? Do you ever use one of those?
No. I sat down with my Bricklink parts list printed out, and I made a checklist. And then as I dumped the pieces into, so here's the funny thing is I just had a big gallon Ziploc bag. Mm-hmm. And then basically I did all the knolling at the very end for you guys to double check the counts.
Wow, that must have been.
But when I was first getting the sets together, I just had a bag with tape on it that said number 1, number 2, and number 3. And I was literally just throwing pieces and counting them up as a checklist against the Bricklink inventory until I got the count up, and then I crossed it out.
Well, that's interesting because when we do like when we do lug bulk and stuff with our lug, they have these scales that will count the pieces out for you, which is so awesome and super helpful.
Yeah, I just don't. This is a rare thing for me to. I've never made a set before, so I just didn't need to.
I love it. I've never made a set before, so I made this completely professional, amazing, custom everything box.
Well, now you know why it took months. I just didn't want to give the secret away. The whole box building and all that was, hours of work and perfection.
Right,
sure.
Thankfully, before it snowed.
And a 1x2 brick, please, if you would. Oh, yes.
Because in winter, there's no way you're going to be able to do the spray adhesive and all that stuff outside.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bag.
Oh, and by the way, definitely use spray adhesive outside, even when it's starting to tack up. Otherwise, you will get a headache.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm terribly allergic to spray adhesive. I have to wear all the proper PPE and
stuff,
all that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to make... we're starting to use the kooky Technic pieces. The old school
Yeah, these
style.
are... they should also be vintage gray. They're that old.
Yeah,
yes, they are. I noticed that.
Now, this one we're using here, I've seen the longer version of this, but I don't think I've worked with this that has the teeth in it as well as just the 2 studs and 2 holes.
Yeah, the smaller ones are a rare element, and these are one of the pieces that was very difficult to source. I had to probably get them from about 4 different stores, if I remember correctly.
I haven't seen that piece before.
Yeah, I had 2 of them. They're more popular in black, I think, or red.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one I've seen more.
It's one of those weird things, like once I have a model in my head, I wanted to reproduce it exactly, even with all the flaws.
Yeah.
Oh, I do think, Moto, there may be a missing step.
Okay, which one?
Between 103 and 104, there should be a 1x1, I believe, 1x1 black brick that goes here.
No, that's just the side of the 1x2 peeking through.
Oh, okay.
In the orthographic, yeah, you need that.
You.
Basically, you need a gap there in order for the steering to work. So what you're doing is
I thought it was weird that it would make this not turn. Yeah, it's just, you're right. It's just an illusion of the, because you can't see the edge of the brick.
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion, Michael.
So
it's an
illusion,
Michael.
I see this rack. Are we headed for rack and pinion steering here?
You are.
Oh. Did you just get really excited?
No, I used one of the few car terms I know. Well, but I've actually, since doing that little Mars rover, I've been wanting to get functional steering that I can motorize.
Well, the reason I called it wonky steering is you'll get to the point where I call this out, where basically you're going to be turning the tires and the steering wheel will turn. There's the angles are too, what I want to say, the way the steering column is going to wind its way through the model, the angles are so severe that you can't really twist the steering wheel and get the wheels to turn.
It's
more like you can turn the tires and the steering wheel will turn.
I understand. Well, it has to be on for the power steering to work.
Yeah,
you just have to turn it on.
It's just there wasn't enough. You're going to see the amount of space gets really, really crowded in there. So it was. I
see a bushing, and this looks like a little tiny axle. It's hard to tell right here.
That's a double bushing.
And is that an axle there? 106 Moto?
106. It is. Yeah, it's a 2-length axle.
Okay, so got it. Find my other
Normally they come in red, but once again I went with the rare vintage black one. To keep the color aesthetic the same, consistent.
Very good.
Okay, so I just happen to have those old black 2x axles.
Yeah, we have I had a bunch from my kit from when I was teaching for sure.
Yeah, they're a bit rare though. It's more popular to use red.
Are they really?
Yeah, the red ones are really common. The black ones are getting harder to find. It's just they do show up every once in a while. It's just that if it was red, it would have screamed and jumped out to the eye. So,
Flynn, there's a limited number of bags here. I know that it's here. There's just a sea of black, so it's hard to.
I've got one right here. It always helps.
Brickworm was talking about this. Never done this before. I'll make a 900-step set.
Yeah.
Well, so for Brickworm, this is what's an interesting detail is if they show you the box again at the end, there is a numbering system just like Lego, and this one is Moto-002. I have constructed another set before and done instructions, and they're free. It's the Winchester's Impala from the show Supernatural.
Oh,
and so that's Moto 001. It's just that it's not nearly the scale or complexity of this sucker. This sucker is a lot bigger challenge.
Well, this is already more complicated than I would be able to do.
It's getting there.
I mean, like all of this business.
Basically, my thought is if you have the opportunity to add a snot brick rather than another brick, or if you have the ability to add one extra little touch of detail,
right,
from the Lego system, then you just go for it.
I try to look for blank areas of ABS and find something to put there.
Well, that's why there's hardly any basic brick in this thing, is that plates, once again, if you want a brick, you stack 3 plates, is my mindset. You overlap them. So that's why I usually start with plates extensively, and then I'll go back and swap into a brick the minute it gets 3 high. That's another thing that I do.
Oh, is to leave your options open for adding more structure or detail?
Well, just more detail, because if you think of a plate, it's 1/3 the height of a brick. So you always have the ability to do a part out of parts and add some extra little greeble or a jumping off connection or something where you can add a bar element or some finishing little thing, like a dots tile or something. There's always an opportunity to try to get a little bit of extra little oomph in there. But yeah, as you come up to step 111 through 112 through 113, it's going to have the same Lego math that you've been teaching for a long time, where you're looking at the snot brick, and then there's a 2-plate offset between the next row of snot bricks.
Yep.
To make the math work out.
Gotta have that Lego math. That snot math is so important. Oh, awesome. 1 1x3 brick.
And let me know when you get to step 115.
We are on 115 right now. We just put the tile on.
So you put the tile on top. Now, if you look, that is something that a Lego set designer would not be allowed to do.
Oh, why is that?
Because this hinge is going to be a functional feature that actually makes the doors open and close.
Okay.
But only connecting with one stud on the bottom is probably a no-no. But
you'd be
the
surprised
way this works,
what I've seen them get away with.
I could get away with it because I've trap locked the one below it, and that's going to give it all the gripping that's really necessary to
Got it.
The top one's just to get the vertical alignment sound, so when you set the door in, you'll know it's vertical by clipping into two bars rather than one.
Well, this is fascinating. I gotta say, like, just I mean, because there is a certain, it's weird. There is a certain rhyme and that I don't know what I'm saying. A building language that Lego designers use that is, unique to Lego. And this is definitely like a unique to you Moto style.
It is, yeah. You're going to notice you're starting to put tiles down.
What are you looking for, Flynn?
Oh, looking for a 1x1 plate. And then a 1x2 brick, which I put here. Thank you.
And then is that a jump plate? No. What's that?
Yeah, that's a jumper.
Yeah, jumper plate.
Now here's the fun thing. Look at that jumper. It's going to go sideways on the model.
Yeah. And then you added one of those little, like, those new, I don't know if they're new, but
it's a bow with a wedge knockout.
That right.
It's a 1x2 curved sloper bow with a wedge knockout. So
left or
now
right?
that you've gotten to that part, take a look at what you've built. Now, there's still a lot of studs showing.
Yep.
But you can already see that every time there is a surface that has come to an end, you're going to tile it to clean up all of the stud works.
Yes. Yes,
and then
I do see that.
You're going to see the beginning of a hint of a door well by having that wedge curved slope knockout.
Got it. All right, here we go. We've got this.
And that's one assembly, and that's finally going to lay down onto the car.
And then this.
Yep. And one thing you could do now that we're kind of coming to the end is you could do the mirror image of this, off camera.
Yeah.
And lay it in. You're going to find that a lot of it does mirror imaging type of stuff. So even in the future, Richard or Flynn, as you go through the instructions, one of you could be doing the mirrorverse version of it.
Yeah,
if you're that good with the instructions, you're able to, mirror it in your mind. as you go. You could be building both versions.
Well, I think we did pretty good, actually.
You got really far. I'm surprised. Yeah, you guys are fast.
Well, this has been amazing, and I can't tell you like how fun it's been to have to be able to have an ongoing dialogue with a designer like while you are putting their piece together. Well, I mean, when do you get that experience? I mean, I know that like
I'm just really I just wanted you to get through the unboxing. I've been waiting a long time to see what would happen and how you'd react.
It was really just stunning.
It was amazing and a special experience. And now, like, I'm looking at the under the tree. You know, we were talking about yesterday the Amazon boxes under the tree, and now I can just like you've set such a high bar that I'm gonna have to write a strongly worded email to the Amazon company that they need to come to for their boxing.
Well, that Amazon wrap was such an amazing like moment when we opened
the kimono origami wrap.
The origami wrap, yeah, it was gorgeous. Just, I mean, that alone was like I didn't even want to open it at that point because it was. I mean, I did, but you know, it was so pretty.
We didn't tear any paper. We've saved all the paper and ribbons, and those just like tiny fine.
Yeah, we could do a video call. I can take you back through it, but quite realistically, that origami wrap is probably not something that's going to last. I mean, the box is just great the way it is.
No, I'm not going to put it back together, but I do feel like I wanted to just like, you know.
Who knows? You could just fold it up and you could use it as buffer paper for a package that you send out to someone else. You know,
oh, there we go.
Well,
there you go.
Still a holiday coming,
and there's still holiday. So, well, this is how far we've gotten. We got to step 122 out of step. What was it? 900 and something.
900.
All right, not too bad.
930 something. Yeah.
But really exciting, Moto. Thank you so much. And I think we will do a little bit of building off camera because now I'm all super psyched to like build more on this.
Look who's in
and the good news is you do build components that you wind up laying into the model. So you could even page ahead and like make the roof or something that's like really not great, doesn't show you anything, and just have those pieces ready to lock into the model as you go. So yeah.
Well, I haven't been this excited about putting together a set in a while.
Well, I haven't been this excited about putting together a car ever.
Oh, man. And I'm going up against that Fiat, man. That thing's a great car.
No,
the Fiat's a great model.
It's fun and it was cute, but it's not this amazing.
It's not I know, it's not a labor of love that you guys know that has, you know, that entire thing you're holding is probably a good 40 or 50 hours.
Right.
The entire, the brick, the instructions. Well, I didn't even count making the instructions and designing them, but no, just gathering the brick, making the boxes, doing all that stuff.
Well, I mean, and the thing too is like if you're a Lego designer, you're working with other designers. Somebody else is going to go pick out the pieces, right?
Oh,
like, somebody else is going to make the instructions.
And like, the graphics, I get it, and the branding and all that stuff.
But, it's but I'm so impressed, Moto. Thank you so much, and I'm so excited that we get to hang out with you again on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm excited to come back, and you guys have one of 3 that have ever been made.
Wow,
so
cool.
Mine's the first, and then there's 2 copies out there, and I just wanted to give it to folks that have really meant a lot to me in this last half year, and I've gotten to know, and it's a perfect match to send it off to you.
Well, you mean a lot to us, too, Moto.
And I know you'd appreciate it as well.
A lot to us. We just again, it's one of those things that I'm thankful for all the time with this show and with our community that's built up around, and all of it is just the spirit of friendship and play well, right? Yeah. Like it's an incredible thing to see. And
it's also, I know the people, I strongly suspect that the people you work with think highly of your work, but how amazing that you're able to share your design skills all the way from packaging, just a complete thought all the way from beginning to end, and share that with people who you normally, you don't work with. All these new people are getting to see.
Yeah, I haven't done packaging design since 98, I think. 1998. So it's good to come back 22 years later and try to, see if that bicycle can still be rode,
Moto, look what you've done too. All of you on the show. Yeah. My dad, my wonderful dad, who comes and sees the show, says what a great group Lego people are. Well,
absolutely,
I couldn't agree more.
Well, and he came and saw us at Bricks LA when we were down there. So he's been to a Lego convention. Even your dad's been. He's like jumping in, and of course, as we often talk about, was highly influential in your love of miniature things, right?
Yeah,
because of trains.
With trains, and he was definitely there with my first Lego brick.
Well, thanks everybody so much for joining us and Moto today. We will be back on Wednesday again at 10 a.m. working some more on this incredible model that we're super excited about. And we will also be doing our viewer mail opening of the packages that we've received over the last few days from you all. And I can't tell you, I'm just like so touched that that you would think to do that, and we super appreciate it. And we've got a couple more trips to make to the post office to pick up some things over the next couple of days. So we look forward to seeing you all then. And can you grab?
I wanted to see the box one last time.
Oh yeah, here he's got it, honey. Here, I'll show you. Let me put you on. There we go. There it is.
So there
the
you
amazing
go.
Interceptor.
There's the front. And once again, it's my logo. The typeface is lifted from Lego itself. I think there's the numbering system, what it is, the number of pieces.
So great.
On the sides, you get the hero with the dog. You get a reverse shot of the side. The interior. A little bit more of the interior shot.
And the dramatic door. Over the shoulder.
Yeah. And then, of course, the back, you get the reverse.
That needs to be sitting on a shelf with about 50 other of them. And then all the money goes to you.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's awesome, Moto.
Yep. And then if you notice, I had to cut flaps and tuck it in order to get the...
Oh, clean.
Yeah, to clean it up.
Very cool. Well, there you go.
Wow, Thanks. That was stereo. That was awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Moto, and thank you everybody out in YouTube land and Facebook land and wherever it is that you might be watching for joining us today. It's been a really fun experience. We'll be doing it again on Wednesday, again with our viewer mail as well at the beginning. And until then, I would just like to remind you all to please stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask, get that flu shot if you haven't got it already. And we will see you on Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Take a hint from Moto and play well.
Yes,
be
motivated today.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.